Hello, and welcome to Find You Fridays. It's Lorene. It's a great Friday. Isn't it a wonderful Friday? I'm feeling pretty jolly amazing, I have to say. I've had yet again a really incredible day. So let me just get this lovely background stuff done so we can make sure people can find things and it's all good. Let's get that going across the bottom. How are you all doing? Hi, Melinda. Hello. I am so excited. I get to give you a little hug and a squeeze tomorrow. Yay! I'm so excited about that. It's so lovely to be able to contribute to other people doing the things that we do, and yeah, so happy. Oh dear. So just getting out a few little bits and pieces, because of course we have a full moon on Monday, Sunday night Monday. So I'm just getting some resources out so we can have some fun with that. Lovely full moon energies. I am so happy because, let's see, since I saw you guys last, I am now a fully qualified level 1 Reiki person. Yay! And I'm doing level 2 in a couple of weeks. Yeah, a couple of weeks. So how cool is that? Okay. Maybe that one. Okay. Yeah, it's so funny because we're heading over your way, Melinda, and when I said to Alex where you were, he's like, oh, that's so funny because it's exactly the same place that I need to be anyway. So the universe, it works out wonderfully well. It does these funny little things, and it's like, oh. But yes, I have a lot to do tomorrow morning, even before I get to you. So things that I was supposed to do this afternoon that didn't quite happen, but that's okay. Ugh. Hate it when I get fluff stuck to me. All right. So there are so many things that I wish to share with you all tonight that I'm just like going, okay, but which part? Yeah, man, this Reiki stuff is perfectly timed. Back in 2016 is when I was on my journey with Access Consciousness. So that year, literally this time back in 2016, I was on my 3rd of the core classes that you can go to. And I'd done, so in this year of 2016, I had done my 3 classes of bars and attended another one. So I'd done 4 bars classes. I had done foundation, and at this time back in 2016, I was up in Noosa to do choice of possibilities. And so it was a massive, massive year. It was just sort of like, when you have those moments where you just go and everything just kind of cracks open. And it's like, you're like, yes, I'm just so hungry for more. Give me more. And I was so lucky to be connected at that time with somebody who had been a certified facilitator of Access Consciousness. She'd let her license lapse for a couple of years. But it didn't take away from the fact that she knew so much around the processes and the facilitation style and all of that. So I got a lot of training sort of behind the scenes, and I was very fortunate. And it's so funny because here I am, what are we, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 7 years later. Oh, 7. Because I can't math at the moment. And I'm starting on my Reiki journey, and I'm just so eager to, like, yes, give me the next one. Please hurry up. I wish to do this, like, so I'm very, very fortunate that Leanne who's the Reiki master in this particular case. She is quite happy to have me go and do my level 2s so quickly, because she's like, you've been doing energy work for years. You're absolutely fine. You'll be fine. And she's like, it's wonderful. You've been, practicing a lot. So that's good. So in the practicing side of things, I was at work, and I was in between shifts. And so I was able to gift to somebody that I knew really well, who had injured their tendon that runs through over the knuckle there. They had bent their finger back in the shower, and while they were trying to grab their, I think it was the shower gel, but it's like one of the really big bottles, and it had caught the end of their finger and bent it back, and they'd sort of damaged along there. So I just sat with them while we had our coffee, and I just ran Reiki. That was all I did. I just ran some Reiki on them for probably 7 or 8 minutes. And they messaged me back that night saying, hey, my hands are heaps better today. Thank you so much. And I'm like, oh, yay. And then I'm not sure where the other person that I ran Reiki on that day, where they're at, but they had an injury on their foot about 10 days beforehand. And so their knee was doing a lot of taking a lot of impact, and so I ran some Reiki on their knee, and they've got blood flow issues to their lower limbs, and it was so interesting just seeing the difference of their reaction to the Reiki, because after I'd finished them, and I did it maybe, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes while we were just chatting and catching up on, wedding photos and things. And they were like, wow, my leg feels really different. And I'm like, that's so cool. So yeah, Reiki is fun. Then the other day, Alex was doing stuff out in the cars, and he donked his hand, and so he squished his fingers and in a tool, and so I was like, oh, can I help? And so initially it was like, oh, you couldn't even vaguely touch it, and so I just curled around it. And I also ran a couple of other little body processes in there as well from my Access Consciousness time. And because, as Leanne said, Reiki plays really well with other modalities. And I was only there for maybe a couple of minutes, maybe not even that. And he was back. No problems. Back to doing all his tinkering with the cars. So, and I told him what I did. So it was okay. Yeah. So I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. I'm loving that I can have another tool that mixes in well with the others that I already have, and I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, my next journey will be level 2s in a couple of weeks. So happy days. So yes, of course, we've had this changeover in our seasons. We've gone from Scorpio season over to Sagittarius season. So from my beautiful soul sister Chanel, she is very up with all of this sorts of stuff. And Sagittarius season is, of course, the season of empowerment. It's a fire energy. It's like keeping on moving forward. You're going to feel quite empowered to do the things that you've been desiring to do. So yeah, I think it actually suits us in the Southern Hemisphere really well, because we get into summer, right? Whereas in the wintertime, you'd feel like, yeah. So yay for Sagittarius season. I'm looking forward to seeing how we all go with that. over the next month. So let's have a look and see how we are going in our weekly reading. Smash it on out there. So yes, loving the Reiki. How has your week been, my beautiful friends? I'd love to know while we get this reading out for this next week. Can you believe it? We are officially 1 month away from Christmas Eve. Well, at that, my cards just went 1 month away officially. This time in 1 month, I will have a very full belly after hanging out with the family at the Marion Hotel. So that will be lovely. Yay, no cooking for me. Oh dear. Can you even believe it? Is it seriously the 1st of December next Friday? It is too. Wow. Holy moly. I went and had a shamanic sound bath healing journey. Hi, sweet pea. How are you? So lovely to see you. And that was with Mary McLeod and Danny, her partner. And oh my word, it was just absolutely glorious. And it was so funny. My body ended up being called to go. It was down at the Springwood studio up here in the hills, but it's down from me, up in the hills, depending on where you are. It's sort of on the, you go on the, is it Old Mount Barker Road? After you get to it sort of with the eagle on the hill turn off. Yeah, it was absolutely incredible. But they've got this gorgeous deck that runs around the outside of the building, of the studio, and my body was just like, I have to go out there. So it literally created a noise, hi Julie, from one of the other participants that irritated me so much that I couldn't ignore it. And I was really struggling to have allowance for it and stuff. And in the end, I just said to my body, I tried to have allowance for it. I tried to pretend it was other noises and like just make it so it was white noise. Couldn't do it. And so I was like, said to my body, well, how would you like, what would you like me to do? And it just goes, go outside on the deck. And I was like, oh, okay. So I very quietly picked up my blanket and my cushion and I walked outside the building and I lay on the deck, which was just behind where Mary and Danny were doing their work. And Mary very lovingly opened up the sliding doors just a crack so that I was still getting plenty of the sound. And I was gifted not only their incredible magic from inside the building, but I also received a massive nature bath because the position of the building is right sort of near the top. Well, it's in the top of one of the hills, but it's leads to a valley and some more hills and all. And there was so much bird activity and it was just gorgeous. And the temperature was just perfect. And because I was on the deck, the music, the vibrations from the music was coming out of the building and going underneath me and up through the deck as well as from above. And it was just glorious, absolutely glorious. And I was just like, gosh, I think I want to do all of the sound parts out here now. So yeah, it was really, truly just such a gift. You know, sometimes the things that we are the most irritated by are actually our are things that upset us, things that feel like they're pushing us off course and making us angry or frustrated, can be the very thing that's going to lead you towards some absolute magic. So, as Julie said, sounds magical. It was. It can be just the catalyst for you to receive in a really, really big way. And I'm so glad that I actually stopped to ask my body, what is it that you desire? What is it that you require right now? And she's just like, I wish to go outside. I've had a couple of weeks of quite heavy work at work. And while most of it has been very enjoyable and doing the things that I really wish to do, it hasn't allowed me much time to be with just peaceful and with nature. So having that period of time was just so lovely, so lovely. And I've been making more use of my front area, which has like my potted plants and things like that in it. It's got a big gum tree in our front yard. So it's like get to sort of be with the gum tree and the other plants that are around us and see the fairies sprinkling their little magic through the potted plants as well, which has been really lovely. All right, so let's have a look at this reading for the collective for 25th of November. Oh my gosh. Through to the 1st of December, 2023. That help to go, yeah. Things that help us grow and learn. Exactly, Melinda. And just asking that simple question of, hey, body truth, what is it that you require right now? And it may seem strange, like to other people in the room, if they were at all aware of the fact that I got up and left the room. It was like, so often we stop ourselves from doing something that's actually going to be the greatest contribution to us because we are afraid of what other people will think. And I was just like, I don't care. My body's asking me to go outside. I'm going to listen. And what a gift. What an absolute gift. So this week coming in, interestingly, obviously today we've got the Black Friday sales. Monday there is the Cyber Monday sales. So I bring that up because the first card that we have is prosperity. So what I would highly recommend over this next week is to be very, and what this card is saying to me without even looking at it, is be very mindful of how you're spending your money. How, like, yes, you can be preparing for Christmas and all of that sort of thing, but be very mindful of how and where you are spending your beautiful wealth. And really, what I'm getting is to come back to that heart-centered space. Don't just buy stuff because it's Black Friday or Cyber Monday because it's Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Really, truly ask, what will it create if I buy this? What will it create if I don't? It's time to be smart with your money. It's time to be smart with your wealth. It's time to live prosperously, but at the same time, realize that your material needs are provided for. As you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. Okay, so there was a post that I put up on Facebook today, I think it was, around, shop local. Do the big chain stores and stuff are not going to notice if you shop with them or not, but the little ones will. So keep that in mind over this next week, because quite clearly the money side of things is up. Next thing we've got here is patience. We've got to love a bit of patience. I have certainly had a lot of my team saying to me over the last few weeks, sit down, hurry up and wait. And I'm like, oh, Could you be any more cryptic? Thanks. But yes, patience. This is a time for a lot of us of gathering ourselves, of taking that breath, of realizing that all that beautiful hard work that we've already put in is coming to fruition. This is the time of fruition for us in the Southern Hemisphere. We've got a lot of, those spring energies, spring to summer energies. There's a lot of massive growth and forward movement and all of that sort of thing. We've obviously, as I said before, we've got Sagittarius season. So that is, again, that sort of like fiery kind of like springing forward, dancing our way through things, feeling very much more light and happy. You'll be integrating and really stretching into all this new stuff that you will have been processing through over the Scorpio season. The last couple of months worth of stuff that we've just been slogging our guts through. It's like, so now it's like time to enjoy is coming up, but it's like this next week is just going to be about taking a bit of a breath, having a little bit of acknowledgement of like, wow, look how much work I have done. And encouraging, just keep focusing on the new stuff that's coming, your goals, your targets, okay? Because the next card that we've got coming out is nurture, all right? So we're nurturing your inner child. So we've got a little bit more inner child work coming up for this next week. So we're being smart with our money. We're having patience with our creations and ourselves. There's a bit more nurturing that's going to be coming in, because obviously the energies basically from now through to the rest of the year are just going to keep ramping up and up and up. Even if you're not spiritually minded and maybe not even like energetically thinking, oh, there's just so much energy in the air. The pressure of the 3D world it keeps ramping up right up until Christmas, as we know, between, oh my God, Christmas is coming. I've got to buy all the presents. I've got to get organized with the food. I've got to do this. You've also got, for those of us who are working, there's a lot of pressure to get all the work done before the holiday break. And so there's like twice as much pressure on during this next month. So when we are under all of those external stresses, often we forget to nurture ourselves. And that's part of what this card is coming up to say. Please don't forget to take time out for you. Take time out, even if it is only for, a few hours in a week. Please take the time to nurture and nourish you. There is a lovely lady that I knew of that she had 4 kids. They were all really young. She was really struggling to cognitize a time where she could, take some time for herself. She also had a business, a hairdressing business she was running, and she was an active hairdresser within that business as well as running it, managing it, She had her husband. She had these 4 kids. Her life was incredibly busy. And the way that she worked around that was she actually got up at 5 a.m. while everybody else was asleep, including the children, and made herself her cup of coffee, and she'd go and sit in a quiet place. If it was nice weather, she'd go and sit outside and just spend like 20 minutes doing her, just having that 20 minutes each day for her. And when she started doing that, she said she found that, and she would use that time in different ways. Sometimes she'd do some breath work. Sometimes she'd just sit and look at the garden. Sometimes she'd look at or watch something on YouTube that was inspirational or uplifting or whatever. And other times, and like I said, and then there'll be times where she's just quiet. But she made that time. She made a conscious effort to contribute to nurture her own body every day. And she said her day flowed with so much more ease after that. Hi, Rose. Wow, from Dublin, Ireland. How funny. Ireland has popped up a lot in my world today, so thank you for popping in. I have a little bit of Irish heritage, so lovely. Thank you. That's a nice sideways. Wow. Anyway, so yes, please take some time out for yourself. And we get clear your space. So we're still working on, that's come up the last couple of weeks, if I recall correctly, of like there was a cord cutting that came up 2 weeks in a row previous. Now it's about just making sure your space is clear. So I'm actually hearing with this one, it's also about your digital space. So making sure that your email boxes are clear, making sure maybe it's time for a friend cull on Facebook, but not me. But if you choose to call me, whatever. It's up to you. The largest cull I ever did on Facebook was 1,800 people. And I dropped down that much because I got the sense that it was going to be more effective for me to contribute to and connect with my audience if my energy wasn't being scattered so far. And out of those people that I let go of, majority of them, I have no idea who they were. It was just kind of like I was at a space and time in Facebook land where it was like, it's the numbers, it's the numbers. You got to have heaps of Facebook friends. And I'm just like, I don't require that anymore. It's like, I'd rather have quality over quantity. So to all of you who are in my Find You Fridays community, and then you're my Facebook friends as well, thank you for being quality friends. I adore you. So yes, clear your space and just make sure that you are keeping your home space clear. There's some absolutely gorgeous sprays that you can buy from different people. In Adelaide, for example, Melinda's sister, she's the owner of Violet Vibrations, and she creates beautiful sprays for cleansing and clearing spaces. There's a couple of another one that I can think of, Sparkling Lotus. So that's my friend Leanne Forrester. She owns that business, and she also has sprays that she creates that are absolutely beautiful, and she has a big range of them. And you can actually find them at Breathe, Stretch, Float. She has a little display there of her sprays in the city. So yeah, clearing your space can also mean doing just your own work with, if you wish to do sage or maybe Palo Santo, that sort of thing. Open up the doors and windows of your house. Allow the air to flow through, especially after a long week. It's important to let the air flow through your home as well as through your body. Clear your space. Go for a walk in nature. Clear your space. And digitally, it's so lovely. Melinda's done a little mini cull on her Facebook friends. Awesome. One thing I noticed when I did that big, huge cull was that people that I hadn't been seeing suddenly started popping up and also started interacting with my posts. So it was really interesting to see that, because I wasn't expecting that result of having people see me more because my Facebook friends was dropped. Seemed odd, but that's how it worked for me that time. That's what I noticed. So that's cool. The other thing with clearing your space is energetically in the world right now, you may or may not be aware of this, is that there are a lot of entities and other friends that are coming up to be cleared. And I have tools that deal with that very quickly and easily. Everybody, like a lot of people, have tools of different types. I was speaking with a lady just today, and one of the ways that she gets rid of entities and things is she goes down to the beach and she literally washes them away, sends them away out to, the universe to be cleansed and cleared and not to come back again. There are, the people who use white light. There's the people who use, like, if they're in theta space, they go up to theta and they ask the source to get rid of them. There's a lot of different methods and tools for removing entities from your space. You can also use selenite at all your doorways. You can grid your home with rose quartz as well, because that's a really excellent way of keeping entities away. You can set up like bubbles of space for like office hours. So I have an energetic boundary, if you like, of when I am resting. So that could be any time of the day, anywhere, doesn't matter where I am. The entities are not allowed to come and talk to me during that time. So I could be on my little, hammock swing out the back there. And if I'm resting, they're not allowed to come and talk to me. Not even my spirit team. It's like, no, this is my time. This is my peaceful time. No. And I did that because when I did a class specifically on entity work, and my awareness of them grew so much, but my allowance hadn't quite, and my body hadn't quite caught up, that I was finding myself falling out of bed in the middle of the night. and I was asked that lovely question of, truth, are you the dominant entity of your life, or are you at the bitch of it? So at that point I laughed and I was like, well, obviously I'm not being the dominant entity of my life right now. My awareness has absolutely exceeded my allowance. So I had to reset my boundaries on that. So next reading for this next week. So yes, clear your space. There's lots of different ways you can do that. All is well. By the end of the week, you're going to be feeling like, okay, we did a good week. So all is well. Chin up. Things are going to be great by the end of next week. And our yummy card, let's have a look. We've got heart. So keep back in your heart-centered spaces over this next week. Remembering, that nurturing, which was right in the middle of the reading. Just keep coming back to your heart-centered spaces. Okay, truth. If I was coming from the unconditional love space, from my heart space, how would I approach this? Rather than with resistance and reaction, how can I work with this energy? Okay, so it's going to be an interesting week, I think. As my team says, sit down, hurry up and wait. Be kind, be nurturing, be aware of the energies around you, but at the same time, keep being in flow and ease with them all. Okay. Rose. Okay, is there anything I can get help with anxiety and pain? Interesting. So there's lots of things that you can do for anxiety and pain. Are you willing to expand any further on where you feel your pain? That might help. Melinda, I visualize an energy pulse to go through my aura and push them away and send them back to where they came with consciousness attached, and then reseal my aura so they are unable to come back. Fabulous tip. Thank you, Melinda. For those of you who resonate with that, run with it. Go with it. Run with it. That's a beautiful tip. Thank you, Melinda. So yes, there's lots and lots of things that we can do for anxiety and pain. Our buttocks. Right. So cool, those can wait till later. We have some beautiful, beautiful energies coming up at the moment around the new moon. But I was actually watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, the animation series, with Alex the other night. And there was a point there where the Avatar is trying to master his Avatar state. And they're talking about the chakra, or the chakra, as they love to call it. And I was really curious to know. And I'm going to talk about the earth chakra today, because this is probably quite relevant for Rose. I knew this was going to come up at some point. And what they were talking about, so the earth chakra is the base chakra, and it is to do with fear. And one of the questions that they were speaking of was, what are you afraid of? Because whatever you're afraid of, if you're holding on to those fears, they're going to sit in your base chakra. And that's going to then clog up the energies of the base chakra from working. Okay, so like if you've got those little energy points and you've got the little part where it flows through to the second chakra, but you've clogged it up with all those fears, then the energy can't flow through you from Mother Earth or Source or whatever you would like to say. So you have to let them flow away from you. You have to let those fears, instead of trying to hold them really, really close to you and then resisting and reacting to them, you have to allow those fears to flow away. And I thought, gosh, that's so beautiful. Such a beautiful image. And there's a lot of these moments in this animated series that I'm just like, speaks to my heart so much. So what I would like to have a look at now is let's see if she has something in here. Nope. Okay. 113. So the book that I'm looking at the moment is The Lovely Secret Language of Your Body. So Rose, if you're still with us right now, The Secret Language of Your Body by Ina Segal. This is one of the most dynamic books that I have found. Some people are Ina Segal people, some people are Louise Hay people. I prefer Ina because what she teaches you to do through this book is so valuable and life-changing. Okay, so Rose, that first reading I did was for the collective. Okay, so that's probably relevant to you too. But this book, that's why I'm asking if you are willing to add some detail. We could have a look in this book if you don't have it. But one of the things that I'm going to have a look at just now is the red for our lovely base chakra. Okay, so just as I'm reading the first little part of this, have a think for yourself around, and this is for everybody that is watching right now, have a think for yourself, how much or how many of these are, hi Starthy, how many of these may be areas where you're feeling a little bit of resistance and reaction to. Perhaps it's energies that's blocked, perhaps there's a bit of fear stuff floating around this space for you. So let's have a look. So red contains unlimited energy, heat, vitality, and power. It is the color of enthusiasm, passion, sensuality, courage, optimism, motivation, and achievement. Red can help you draw money, new opportunities, and prosperity into your life. It also awakens your creativity and assists you to achieve your goals. Red is a powerful healing agent for treating blood disorders and improving circulation. It has been used to heal diseases, dry up sores or wounds, warm cold areas, and reduce pain. It helps to release adrenaline and it stimulates mental and physical energy. Thus, red can assist with releasing depression, hopelessness, stuckness, and immobility. Use it as a detoxifier to dissolve toxic energy, thoughts, and feelings from your body. Red can also assist you to lose weight, increase your sex drive, rejuvenate your body, and restore physical vitality. It is grounding and helps you to gain a stronger sense of self and belonging. It also helps generate success. If you are not in a relationship, red can help you attract a partner. It also encourages shy people to come out of their shell and feel more confident. Red stimulates the sensory nervous system and is beneficial to those who suffer from deficiencies of smell, taste, sight, hearing, and touch. It excites the nerves and blood, including hemoglobin. The heat that is generated from the color red is great for relaxing contracted muscles and clearing congestion and mucus from the body. Red can help with treating anemia, bronchitis, colds without fever, constipation, listlessness, pneumonia, reproductive problems, tuberculosis, and paralysis. It is advisable not to work with red if you suffer from high blood pressure, a heart condition, fever, stress, emotional disturbance, or anxiety, as it can make you feel agitated or angry. Too much red can cause you to become anxious, over-impulsive, easily irritated, frustrated, and violent. Red also represents fire, growth, excitement, danger, and destruction, and gives a sense of power. For best results, it is advisable to use red rays in conjunction with orange and blue. All right. So there's a lot of really, really good information in there for us. So that was Ina Segal, The Secret Language of Your Body. All right. So let me just write that out here. There we go. Didn't mean to be yelling at you, but I'm not going to repeat. So let's have a little play. Melinda, I know you've paid for a reading, so pop your question. Pop your question in the chat, please, because I would like to play. And I know you're doing a brilliant job of just waiting for me. How are you, Stuffy, if you're still floating around? It's been a while, my friend. It's been a while. I've just been in my happy little bubble up here in Mount Barker, slowly moving down closer to you, Stuffy. An hour at a time. I might be there in, what would that be? 10 years? if I just moved an hour down the road every year, it might be 10 years, then I might be with you. Oh dear. This is really interesting. This particular set has been calling to me all day. So I'm wondering if it's for you, Melinda. Let's have a look. Apparently, yes, it is. a BY. Yeah, The Secret Language of Your Body. It's a brilliant, brilliant book. I wouldn't be where I am today without it. I really wouldn't. Ooh, your team. Mm-hmm. Melinda, what are you going to do for yourself this weekend? Okay, so your week's going to be pretty fucking awesome. But it'll leave you scratching your head by the end of it, I think. Yep. Righty ho. So we are using the Practical Magic deck. Who made this? Who is it by? It is by Serene Connolly, with lots of N's and E's in there. And what was it? The artwork is by Selena Finnick. So your first card. All good here, going with the flow one step at a time before you know it. Where you are will be a memory. And if we go even further than that, we don't even matter anymore. In 100 years' time, we will not even be a memory anymore, unless somebody happens to be doing like a family tree or something like that. And it's kind of a little bit sometimes a little bit jarring to think, you know, what could my impact be in 100 years' time. And I mean, for me, I have no children, but my impact can still be quite large and flow on effect. And all the work that we do now on an energetic level can absolutely have a flow on effect. But it's like from a more 3D perspective, like in 100 years' time, nobody's going to remember who I was. Nobody's going to remember that I existed. And it's quite sobering is the word I was trying to find. So yeah. So make the most of every day right now. Make the most of it as we are right now. Be the most beautiful big impact that we can possibly be, right? Because you just never know. Just one little smile can change the world for someone. And that then ripples out further and further and further and further. Anyway, back to Melinda. So the first card that we've got for you, my dear, is Let the Past Die. So there we go. It's letting things go. It's letting those things that you've held so close, like this is the most important thing in the world, because I've had that in the past and that's what has done XYZ. Time to let it go. Time to let it go. There is a freedom in letting go. It's another thing with that was talking about an avatar with Noah talking about the chakra or the chakra, was that we think we are separate, but we are not. We are all part, we are all one. We are all part of the same thing. And even today, when I was in the sound bath, I had this sense of everybody crossing hands, like arms to cross in between us as we're all lying down. And we had our hand on the next person beside ourselves' heart. That's what it felt like. Energetically, that's what it felt like. And it was just one of those moments where you felt so connected, where nothing else really did matter. And there was a lot of beautiful releasing that was happening around the room in that moment of this beautiful sound bath that we were attending. So the time for you now is to let things die. Like let those old stuff die. Let the pain and the trauma and the shock and the heartache and all of that stuff, just let it go. Let all those darker energies go. Okay? Enjoy the experience. Do not get lost in the experience, says Stuffy. Yes, I agree. I agree. Reminds me of a movie song, Let It Go. Yep, keep that in your head for the next week. Let that be your earworm. If you start, doing a bit of monkey mind around stuff from the past, let it go, let it go. Your team is also asking you, check out this card, to have patience. So, of course, this came up in the group reading and it's coming up for you specifically. It is time to have patience. And you've said that you've got 5 shifts at the hub this week. So, fantastic. And again, have patience with yourself as well around that. You might be feeling a little bit different at the end of the week or, but also, what if you can have the most phenomenal week possible because you're just being an allowance of what is happening? Let go of those old points of views that are keeping you in the space where you think that you have to, it's going to be really, really hard work, and that you're going to be tired and you're going to be this and going to be that. Like, what if that doesn't have to be your reality anymore? What if you can actually just enjoy the experience? So this week is looking to bring you some new beginnings. We've got the Lady of Air here, which is interesting. She's pretty special. Seeing lots of, those lovely reds and oranges coming through. So I wonder what you are creating at the moment by choosing the steps that you've chosen in the last week or so and leading up to that is creating a new beginning for you for perhaps the new year. Because it's like, I'm actually, when I read that, it's more new beginnings are in the air. So it's like, it's coming. It's coming. Maybe not this week, but there's going to be things that you're going to be doing this week that's going to continue to create that coming in to these new beginnings coming in and supporting you in your goals moving forward. Along with that, we've got the Lady of Fire telling you to step up. Okay. So you have to keep moving forward, keep being that dominant entity of your life. And I know, right? It's just so gorgeous. And just keep moving in that direction and tap into those goals. I remember there was something we were speaking about maybe a couple of months ago now, maybe 6 weeks ago, where you started tuning in on a possibility for early next year. Keep going with that. Keep tapping into that and bringing more energy through that. Let that fire in your belly for these new beginnings that you're stepping into to keep bringing it forward, like just there's so much creative and generative energy that's going to be firing with you this week. And it's not surprising because, of course, we've got those beautiful full moon energies coming through as well on like Sunday, Monday. So keep working with it. And as it did do today, embrace your shadow. So we've got the light and the dark, and this in particular is the dark side. So at the moment, as I mentioned before, there's a lot of stuff happening with entities and things like that. But this is about also looking at your fears. Look at your fears. Look at your guilt. So just to give you a preemptive other things. So the guilt is actually your second chakra, which is your water chakra. And, what do you feel guilty about? Because these are the things that you're going to need to make peace with. These are things that have happened, and it's okay that you can't change them, but you can let that guilt go. The guilt is part of your shadow side. Your fears is part of your shadow side. And if you don't let those things go, when you think about where those two chakras are placed, of course, it's going to mess up your balance. It's going to mess up your spine. It's going to mess up your digestion. It's going to mess up your ability to welcome in a beautiful new partner. There's so much in those bottom three chakras. It's quite incredible how much we hold on to. So, this is, I think, probably the most important part of this whole reading is about allowing yourself to be okay with those parts of you that you've judged in the past. There's lots of things that I have said and done in my life where I kind of go, oh, that wasn't maybe the best choice. But what was created from that? What did I learn? How did I grow? What gift was in that quote-unquote poor choice that actually created a pathway where I am now? And how can I allow that to be a contribution to my life rather than being something that I continuously self-flagellate with? We punish ourselves all the time through judgment. And it affects our body. It affects our mental state. It affects our hearts. I was told many years ago that our hip area is the filing cabinet of all our past emotions and issues. Not surprising, because you think about the hip is sort of where your sacral chakra is. So if you've got a lot of guilt floating around your world, it's going to sit there. And it can be guilt from, say, I'll use my example of me, of going, I have guilt. I used to have a bit of guilt about the fact that I had moved from New Zealand to Australia. And then so many things happened in my family that I couldn't be there for. Many, many quite terrible things, including my grandfather dying, because I wasn't there. So I couldn't physically support them, my family, through those moments. So it was like I made damn sure I was there as soon as I could be. And I was there for like a week to assist with my grandmother and whatever she was doing. But I can see now from the space I'm sitting in now, which is like nearly coming up 10 years later, that a lot of my actions at that time were based in guilt. Guilt for not being there. So has that possibly affected my hip area? Looking back, yeah. My hips were out for a really long time. Then I started doing more energy work and hello, we release stuff like that. All right, so we've got kindness is your yummy card. This week coming up, can you please increase the kindness towards yourself? While you are embracing your shadow side, be kind to you while you're doing that. While you're remembering to step up, because you don't have to learn to step up. You don't have to learn to have that fire in your belly. You've already done it. You've already been it. You just have to remember how to be that. Be kind to you. Because sometimes as we start embracing these more fiery type energies, it can come out a little bit rough. Be kind. And be kind with yourself, with the patience side of things. Sometimes we get impatient, which isn't kind, because then we're judging ourselves for things not happening as fast as we would like. What is the gift here? Keep asking that. What is the gift here that I haven't considered yet? That's probably going to be your question this week. What is the gift here? All right, my love. Thank you so much for donating to receive that reading. I'm so, so grateful for you. Mwah. Yes, be in the joy. Unless you're my grandmother. It is actually called Practical Magic. It comes in a little box kit thing. And I got it from Big W. So, yeah. It's so beautiful. It actually comes with, so let's do a little unboxing here. So we've obviously got the cards, and they're really cool. And then you open it up, and it's really pretty. On the inside, you get a big, huge book. So it comes in quite a large book of all the bits and bobs. And it even has a little card stand. So if you pick a card or a couple of cards and you want to have them sitting there to ponder on or contribute to you in a different way, then that's there too, which is amazing. This has been created by a lovely lady in Australia. So it actually is really beautifully honoring of the Southern Hemisphere and the Northern Hemisphere. So yeah, there's this stuff around the wheel of the year. There's lots and lots of things. It's got like the elements and invocations and all sorts of things. So it's a beautiful set, and I'm really pleased that I have had it come into my space. Alrighty. All right. Just sitting with those lovely energies. Julie, was that next one? Thank you. I thought so. It's like, I think that's Julie. And thank you, Gordon. Appreciate you. Let's see. Who does wish to come and play with Julie? Julie, what is your question, honey? Yeah, Melinda, that was a bit of a kick-ass reading on many different fronts. So it's kind of cool. I like it. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, Julie. Hang on. I'm just having a look to see if the cards that wish to come and play with you are not in my set. They might be over there. Oh, they are. All right. Okay. I'm just going to pop up a little something very quickly while I go and grab some cards that wish to come and play with Julie today. That's better. All right. So for those of you who have, which is I think pretty much all of you, my partner Alex has behind the computer here a big table, and it has, I don't know how many card decks on it. We've got some double ups, but and he has given me permission a couple of times now, actually, because I've been like, but he's told me, no, if the cards are calling to you, please play with them, because they deserve to be played with for a start, to be used. They are tools, but also if they're going to be a contribution to your healing sessions or anything like that, then that's good. Please do. I'm like, oh, thanks. So the cards that has asked to come and play with you, Julie, is the Mystical Journey Oracle. And they are so pretty. I've never played with them before, but they've actually got rainbow edging. Check that out. Isn't that gorgeous? Whoa. You picked well. Oh, your team. All right. Because I was like looking through all my cards and I'm like going, nothing's calling. Nothing's coming out to say, hey, want to play. And now I know why. Nice. Yeah. So generous, you know, generosity of spirit. And there's even another deck that's not even in there yet, that's still sitting in our bedroom. Just absorbing the energies. So, given that I've never looked at these cards before, this is going to be an interesting reading. But yes, I love the rainbows. I would have picked it just for the rainbows. Whew. These are amazing cards. Holy wow. Okay, and we're reading reverse cards in this one too. So that's fun. All right, so Julie, your team is telling me that you have healing hands and it is time to come out of the darkness with them. It is time for you to start really working with your healing hands consciously. It's not just spaces of like creating stuff, going through your day to day. It's being really conscious about the energy that you are contributing with your hands. So, for example, I can come to my water here, right? And I could just drink it, not think about where it's come from or what processes it's been through or anything, or even how my hands are contributing to this water. So right now I can feel that I've got the Reiki energy moving through my body and it's moving through my hands because I'm in a session in this with you right now. And it is now contributing to my glass of water. So I'm literally Reikiing my water right now. How lovely is that? So your team is asking for you to be more conscious and cognitive about how you're using your hands, the fact that you have healing hands, and it is time for you to step up and using them. Bring them out of the darkness and really allow yourself the space to work with them on a grander scale, please. It might require you to take some more steps to do that. There's the steps in the background. They just popped out for me. So I'm like, okay, there's the steps. But no longer time to hide away. You cannot be staying down in the depths here anymore. As you're going through this, I can see that you are hoarding belief systems. And this one's upside down, so I'm going to put it the right way up. So this is how I'm like, okay, what does that mean? And this card here is about clearing your space, okay? So the old belief systems and points of views that you have around your healing, and so you just said, funny, I was looking at books on water and something came up about Avatar. Yes. So the old belief systems and the points of views that you have around you and your ability to have healing abilities, it's time for them to go. And there's some work there that you're going to do around old and previous other lifetimes where you have been, as many of us healers have, been persecuted and killed and murdered and slaughtered and traumatized around your healing abilities, and that often does bring forward to now or implement in us now the belief that we can't be as open with our healing as we would like because we might die. And so we block we block our abilities and don't let them shine, right? So this is what I mean. When this came out upside down, I was like, interesting, what's she blocking? And immediately I heard she's blocking her natural flow. She's blocking her magic. She's holding on to and not clearing her space of these old points of views and belief systems. They're asking you to stop doing that, please. Cool. So we've got the inner child card has come through. And this is showing me some stuff around fears. Again, we're getting the fear aspect coming up. So there's some base chakra work. There's some inner child chakra, inner child work. So as you start identifying those fears of that are linked to your old belief systems or current belief systems or points of views about why you cannot allow your healing hands to shine, it's going to feel daunting. You're going to feel like that little child there with the big huge snake. But what if this perspective is actually around the other way? What if you're allowing your fears to be greater than what you are? And if you allow your fears to and change your perspective, you'll find that it's just that this is in the foreground and this you're in the background. This is what's coming through. So like if you were to put this and this actually side by side, you'd see that you're much, much bigger than any fear. Energetically, you are the dominant entity of your life. You are far greater than any little point of view or belief system. You are part of the collective. And as part of the collective, you have the ability to tap into your highest, greatest knowing and the peace and the unconditional love that comes with that. You can be, as Sathi said earlier, in the enjoyment of the moment. So when I see this image here, I'm like, that's really interesting that they've got the person so small. But if we change the perspective and bring the snake back here and bring the person forward, suddenly, you see what I'm saying? It's like, what if this is the person and this is the snake? Suddenly the snake is not so big. Fear is not so big anymore. You are. Bring them into balance, okay? Do that inner child work. Keep that kindness coming through for that. Because the next card that we've got, which was also inverted, is compassion. All right? The one person you have to be the most compassionate with is you. Okay? Throughout this entire process of letting go of those old belief systems, those old points of views, all of that sort of stuff, you're going to have to increase the levels of compassion for yourself. Which also means letting go of the judgment and the I can't do it, I'm not good enough, I'm not experienced enough, I'm not whatever enough. You have to let that go. At the end of the day, your energy and your voice, your gifts are unique to you. And the people that require that will come to you if you allow yourself to be seen and heard. It's time. Every every single one of us has an important role to play in healing this beautiful space that we are in, of being the guiding light, of having those lovely healing hands, of all the tough stuff that you've been through in your life that has held you down in the shadows and made you, forced you, pressurized you to really look in hard and deep into yourself. All that dark journeying that you have done, it was all the training grounds so that you could help others get through the same or similar. Time to put your training to good use. And once again, we are being reminded that you're going to have some past life stuff to work through. Okay? We've got the afterlife card. It's such a cool card. Love it. So, cool. So yeah, there's going to be some past life stuff that is going to bubble up over the next week or so, maybe the next month, where you'll start maybe going, I don't know where the fuck this comes from. It feels really wonky and wobbly and things don't feel quite, but it's afterlife, it's other life stuff that is coming through that is asking for you to look at it, heal it, do whatever you require to it, to make peace and to approach it from that space of compassion, to approach it from that space of unconditional love, and whatever other magics you've got in your toolbox to be able to create that. Okay. You said, funny, I offered a couple of massages to a couple of close friends, got out of it after illness. Fabulous. Do you do Reiki, Julie? Do you know Reiki? The reason why I bring that up is because one of the things that our Reiki teacher mentioned was that people who know Reiki and have, the good old Reiki hot hands, if they do massage, either, relaxing or remedial or anything else, it hits differently with somebody who is Reiki attuned. And it ask God to work through my hands. Cool. I would highly recommend, if you want to do some extra, if you're desiring to do some extra training or to expand in your toolbox a little bit, get some Reiki. Do level 1, just the level 1 Reiki. Find a teacher that can help you with that, because you get your attunements done and then you'll get the energy flowing really well through your body. And you'll find that suddenly you'll have like this eagerness to work with your hands in a healing way again. And you don't have to do like the hard work of massage, because I know massage can be quite hard work. And asking God to work through your hands is beautiful too. So keep doing that. Okay. Let's have a look at your yummy card. Because in a lot of ways, that's what we're doing anyway, right? God, source, universe, it's all the same. One and the same. Joyous. Keep finding your joyousness. Keep finding the lightness. Keep finding those fun, childlike moments. Okay? Because that is what you're requiring right now. When you wake up in the morning and you think about your day, it's like you can ask yourself one question. I wonder what grand and glorious adventures I'm going to have today. that one question is an incredible way to welcome in the space of possibilities. And if you want to just ramp it up a little bit further, you can say, hey, universe, please show me something beautiful today. And you'll be amazed. It's like all of a sudden your eyeballs get changed over for eyeballs that only really see beauty, that really only see the grand and glorious things that the universe has to offer you. And you'll be on the lookout for it. And it's just so much fun. It's like, oh, love it. Oh, thank you, Julie. I hope that helps. They call, so we're very loud. So, yeah, thank you to the cards. And thank you to Alex for giving us permission to contribute to these sessions. I'm grateful for him and for these cards. And again, isn't that just so pretty? I love rainbows. Rainbows are my thing. Watch the Gratitude movie just before getting on. Oh, what's the Gratitude movie? I don't know if I know that one. I know, shocking. All right, my beautiful ones. I think we might go and do our meditation now. What do you reckon? Let's work with these full moon energies and see where we can go with this. Okay. Cool. So we are going to go into meditation now. Doing our guided meditation. Let's see where we go and how this moves through us tonight. Thank you to those of you who have donated. I am very, very grateful for you. And, you know, Crafting Possibilities, the business, is grateful for you. And it's just so beautiful to know that people value what you do and are willing to contribute to keeping the show running. So that's pretty awesome. So thank you. All right. And let us close our eyes now, as long as you're not driving, because driving would not be great to close your eyes. Take a nice big deep breath in and breathing out. And this time as you breathe in, bringing Mother Earth energy all the way up through your body. And as you breathe out, bringing Father Sky energy all the way down. Mother Earth energy all the way up. And the unconditional love all the way up with her. Father Sky and the gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down. Now, tuning in on your beautiful bodies. Just become aware of your body, of your internal organs, and go down, 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 microscopic level to your cells, and now to your molecules, all the way down to the atomic level. where you can see the protons and the neutrons all swirling around. And just take note of this fact that you are indeed 99.999% space. That nothing is stuck or stagnant within your body. And in actual fact, because you are so much space, you are infinite within. You have infinite possibilities available to you from within your very self. You are everything and you are nothing. You are no thing. You are not the clothes you wear. You are not your hairstyle. You are no thing. And within that comes the freedom of the choice of possibilities. And now as we expand out our awareness beyond our bodies, beyond the size of the room that we're in a big bubble going up into the sky and down into the earth, expanding out beyond the size of the building that we're in, beyond the size of the country that we're in, expanding out our awareness beyond the size of the planet. And just as we're about to expand out beyond the space, the cycle of the moon, receiving those energies as they flow, the light energies as it flows from the sun, bouncing off the moon, coming through to Mother Earth. Perceive Mother Earth now. See how she is literally breathing. She is not stuck or stagnant either. She is a living, moving, breathing being. And as you perceive this, perceive the air around, the atmosphere around Mother Earth, which includes Father Sky, the sun, the moon, the stars. And see just how beautifully they are all supporting Mother Earth to be this living, breathing, beautiful being. You are able to be aware of this right now. And perceive the space in your heart where gratitude is flowing, to know and recognize how lucky we are to walk with this incredible being called Mother Earth. To have her support us in so many ways and unconditionally. Sure, she gets grumbly sometimes, but we all do. There's no judgment in her world. If you really look, you won't find a scrap of judgment. There's just spaces and places where she goes, oh, that feels a bit uncomfortable. I'm going to shift and change that. And also recognize that she is so potent and powerful that if at any time she decided that humans were no longer any good for her, she could literally shake us off this beautiful planet like a big old wet Shetland dog giving a big huge shake. She could totally do that and we would be gone. So she allows us to be with her and all our foibles, the good, the bad, the ugly of being human, and also the awesomeness of being human here too. Now expanding out your awareness beyond the solar system, beyond the galaxies, and beyond the universes. And now coming back, just keeping your awareness nice and expanded out. Grab your sense of allowance from within your body and expand it out. Expand it out beyond the size of the room that you're in. Remembering, of course, as we expand out our allowance, it takes you from being that tight little contracted, full of judgment pebble at the bottom of the raging river of everybody else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, rolling around and being battered about by them, and expands you out, takes you to a space of being in total allowance of everybody else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, where you can just perceive, know, be, and receive it from no point of view. And you become like a big, fluffy, light cloud, watching this river of everybody else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and seeing the truth of it, that it is just energy. So expanding out your allowance in a lovely big bubble beyond the size of the country that you're in, beyond the size of the planet. Beyond the size and space of the moon cycle. Acknowledging the moon as we pass. Gratitude for the contribution that it be to our physical cycles, to our oceans, our plant life, all the animals, the fauna, the flora. Expanding out our allowance beyond the size of the solar system, the galaxies, the universes, and beyond our awareness. And as we tune in once again on that gorgeous full moon energy, which is building at the moment over the weekend, we are to remember that this full moon cycle is one of energy and abundance. And it's also about celebrating the achievements of the last month and having gratitude for the blessings. It's also about cleansing and letting go and releasing what no longer serves our purpose. So right now, I would like you to scan your body for any fears that are remaining there. Any little dark spots of energy. Perhaps it's near your base chakra or maybe your sacral chakra. Perhaps it's even further up into your belly, around the navel. Perhaps it's even near your heart. Wherever it might be, could be even in your shoulders. I'd like you to now identify those spots. And now imagine that the full moon light energy is now flowing over and through your entire body, bathing it in moonlight. And as it does so, it is encouraging Mother Earth energy up through your body. And as Mother Earth energy with the unconditional love is flowing through your body, it takes any and all of those dark energies where those fears are being held, all of those fears about whatever it is in your life, those points of views and belief systems that are stopping you from moving forward, that you're using to hobble yourself from any lifetime, dimension, reality and non-reality. Allow them to float up and then out through the moon's energy to be cleansed and cleared and never return to you again. Visualize them leaving your body and going up that big, bright, beautiful pathway away from you where you can let them go. And if you wish, you can say thank you to those fears for keeping you safe all this time. You are stronger now. You are wiser now. You are more in touch with your potency and your magic and the balance of your masculine and feminine energies. You no longer require those fears to contribute to your life anymore. Sending all of those fears up along the big, bright, moonlit path to be cleansed and cleared, never to return. Removing those fears from your base chakra, from your sacral chakra, from anywhere else in your body, even from your auric fields, if that's where you feel that they are. Maybe it's from your throat, so you can now speak your truth. Maybe it's from your third eye area or your brain. That wherever they are, send them up to the full moon to be cleansed and cleared and never to return to you again. Beautiful. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. And now imagine that your beautiful body is now standing under a big, beautiful, glorious, crystalline waterfall. And the water is now flowing over and through every cell and molecule of your body. Just washing and clarifying your body. And now stepping out onto a big, beautiful, warm river rock. And the warmth of Mother Earth is underneath your feet. And now you breathe in and bring that Mother Earth, warm Mother Earth energy all the way up through your body. And as you breathe out, Father Sky energy moves down. And just perceive how much easier it is to do these energy flows now with Mother Earth and the unconditional love all the way up. And Father Sky energy with the gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down. And just finally, just remembering and allowing that lovely, gorgeous full moon energy to flow over and through all of your auric fields, just cleansing and clearing any energies that are out there as well. And perceive the balance between the divine masculine and feminine energies of Mother Earth and Father Sky, of unconditional love and gratitude. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. All right, my beautiful ones. I think that's enough for tonight. A little bit of a shorter one. It's been a lot of energies floating around, but I do wish you absolutely all the best for the week to come. It's going to be an interesting one. Please keep remembering your kindness, keep remembering your gratitude. Remember your compassion. You've got this. Okay? You are the leaders of your life. You are the dominant entities of your life. And if nothing else, expand out. Tap into Mother Earth and Father Sky. And if that's as far as you can go, that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So I wish you all the best for the week to come. I look forward to checking in with you next week and seeing what other magical things you've all gotten up to. And until then, especially over this weekend, get out there, be in nature, breathe in some nice fresh air, whether it be ocean air or tree air. I don't really care what air. But just please clear your space, clear your energetic space, clear your body space. And, just do something tasty for yourself. Catch up with friends in person. It's been a bit of a thing lately. So do that too. Until I see you next time, be bold, be brave, be you, my beautiful ones, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.